Good morning, Dr. Nicole.
Good morning, Dr. Gua.
Good morning, ma'am. How are
How's
you?
good? How's everything in Orangeburg?
Orangeburg is as beautiful, arguably more beautiful than Colombia.
Hold on 1 minute. I got to take this call, see what Brenton's calling. We got some. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to get started so that we won't keep you all long. Good morning to the African American Advisory Council members and staff who are on the call. Um, we've got a lot going on for CMA right now this morning. That's why I had to take that call. Brenton's down at the State House because you have someone down there who wants to dismantle all commissions. And so, you just have to be prepared. I've been in the political environment 40 years or so. So you have to be prepared and you have to call on your friends to look out for you. And that's what we have done. We've reached out to our friends. Britton's up there now passing out information, letting folks know what we do here at the commission. And we've got a few really good friends on our side um, um, who's looking out for the commission and the best interest of those we serve. Um, but we are going to have to look at that 32-year law, and we are going to have to make some adjustments because the world has changed in 32 years. So therefore, we have to make sure that we write the language that's going to be around for the next 20 or 30 years. But we will keep you all updated on the report. Hopefully, Britton will have a call for me before you all get off of the call to let me know how the amendment went. We're not really concerned about the amendment because they're trying to add an amendment to a budget bill, and that's not how you handle the change that they're looking for. It has to go through the legislative process. So we know that that will work in our favor. But in the meantime, we will keep pressing on the way that we always do. And we're going to let Nicole come up and just give some oversight updates on what's going on in the African American division, and then we'll follow the agenda accordingly. Nicole?
Good morning, everyone. Just some program updates. January of this year, January 14th, 2025, we had a second chance forum for the formerly incarcerated. where we collaborated with HUD. The Second Chance Housing Forum aimed to address the pressing issue of housing instability for individuals who have faced barriers such as incarceration and/or homelessness. The project created a supportive platform where service providers and community members came together to share resources, to discuss and to explore innovative solutions for reintegrating individuals into stable housing. HUD provided speakers from let me see, from the Department of HUD, from South Carolina Legal Services, from the Fair Housing Division, where they did presentations on tenants' rights in public and private housing, the fair housing guidelines, how to apply for rental assistance, and so forth. I believe that the event went really well. It was very engaging and helpful to our target audience, who were people who were formerly incarcerated or knew someone who were formerly incarcerated. We did have a great turnout and good feedback for that event. As you all know, last month was Black History Month. And in celebration of Black History Month, we partnered with African American educational centers and museums in Orangeburg, here in Columbia, and in Greenwood. I partnered with Dr. Yolanda Bryant, who is the founder of the Gullah Roots Historic Foundation, where she hosted a panel discussion and a Black History Month gala. CMA sponsored the event, which allowed over 50 students to attend the Black History Gala and the panel discussion. She wanted a lot of college students there and also high school and middle school students. So a lot of students were able to participate in the panel discussion and the Black History Gala. The event was held at the Columbia Museum of Art. It started with an engaging panel discussion where she had David Banner as the moderator, where he led the discussion with questions to Dr. Leona Tate, Captain Teresa Claiborne, Mr. Cecil Williams, and Mrs. Carlotta Walls Lanier. And after that, it followed the Black History Gala, where the kids were basically the spotlight of the event, just showcasing their many talents as far as dance and reading poetry. They had a children's choir up there, so it was a very nice event. February the 12th, we partnered with Mr. Cecil Williams and Miss Janie Harriet at the South Carolina Civil Rights Museum, where we invited children from Camden Military Academy and John Aiken Middle School for an educational field trip, where they learned about the civil rights movement in Orangeburg. They received a welcome from CMA, followed by a brief discussion from Dr. Bobby Donaldson and Mr. Cecil Williams on why we should know our history. The students were engaged in the museum treasure hunt, followed after that, where they learned about the civil rights movement in Orangeburg. And during the treasure hunt, they were guided in the museum to find specific artifacts within there, and they were very engaged, asking questions. The treasure hunt went really well. The field trip went really well. The students were very appreciative of the experience. It was very nice. And on the 26th of February, we partnered with Mr. Christopher Thomas, who is the director of the Gleeman's Benjamin E. Mays Preservation Site. We invited local high school students from District 50 and 52. We had 3 high schools come out: Emerald High, Greenwood High, and 96 High School. It was an educational field trip as well, where they learned about Dr. Benjamin E. Mays and the many accomplishments he made. The preservation site held one of his childhood homes in a school that was kind of like the school that he went to, elementary school. And they also had a museum with a bunch of artifacts, pictures, news clippings, and so forth of Dr. Benjamin E. Mays. The guided tour went really well. Like I said, the students were very engaged in that. And we made connections with Dr. Kevin Witherspoon from Lander University, professor of history, where they incorporated an essay writing competition that is associated with the Dr. Benjamin E. Mays Endowed Chair. So we thought that that was a wonderful opportunity to engage and involve the local high school students there in Greenwood. Coming up in April, we have our Minority Author Roundtable. And with that, I'm partnering with AAPI Division Program Coordinator Christine. She's not on with us. She was supposed to talk to you guys about that, but the roundtable is an event where we wanted to highlight the work of minority authors, children authors, and their contributions to children's literature, emphasizing the diverse narratives that resonate with children from various backgrounds. We wanted to create a platform for authors to share their experiences and insights and strategies for success in the literary field, and fostering connections that can lead to collaborative projects. Our target audience is to involve educators, parents, and young readers to discuss the importance of diversity in children's literature and how it shapes the reading experience for young readers today. And also, we will be having our Black Maternal Health Focus Group and Media Project in April as well, where I'll be collaborating with our Research and Communications Department. And I do have Miss Alicia Page on the call as well, and she guys can give you guys a brief description on the Black Maternal Health Focus Group.
Good morning. As mentioned, my name is Alicia Page, and I'm one of the research analysts for the commission. I'm currently working on the brief examining maternal mortality and the key socioeconomic disparities surrounding it. While my initial focus was Black and white women, mothers, I will be expanding the scope to include all racial groups to ensure a more inclusive analysis. While I had planned to conduct a focus group, however, given the current climate, I've decided to kind of place it on hold until my research is fully vetted and published. From there, I will continue to give Nicole updates. And if anyone has any questions or concerns, you can reach out to me directly.
All right. Thank you, Miss Alicia, and thank you, Nicole. Nicole, you've already briefed us on the roundtable
Yes, ma'am.
that's coming up, and you've heard from Alicia Page. Can I hear from some of the advisory members on some of the things going around in your neighborhood? What's going on good with you, Dr. Gua?
Of course, as usual, you start with me. Good morning to everyone. SC State has been rather active in the news in the last 2 weeks. Obviously, you saw that the governor was here. We are the only HBCU that is research that has achieved a research status. We kind of move our category to R2. No, we're not quite the USC and Clemson yet. We'll get there within a few more years, but we the only R2. Research 2 basically means we are at a point where we're spending more than $7 million a year on research, which means we're actually doing research in different areas. And of course, as you've heard over the years, we're looking at sort of health among the minority of women. We're looking at agriculture, different ways of planting and growing food. We're looking at social work. We got our speech and pathology area, which is arguably the only one in the state, or at least the best one in the state. So again, we've been recognized by CONEOCHE, which is a national, renowned international evaluator of research, and our various publications and appearances. No, again, we're not quite number one yet. Obviously, we're not spending $50 million as USC and Clemson are, but at least we're going close to $10 million in research funding. And that allows us to be looked at when the National Research Council is looking at certain kind of grants. And of course, the great thing about it is our students have access to this kind of competition. Obviously, if the top research institutions are looking at partnering with different universities, they turn out to look at people who do not have the research status. So this improves our status, not just in a state, but nationwide. We are one among 13 HBCUs in the whole country, and one among 116 universities in the whole country that kind of that. Not quite Division I yet, but Division II. But hopefully in the next 3 years, they evaluate these things every 3 years. No, it might take more than 3 years to get to Research One, but our goal is to improve things. And like we always said, SC State got great potential to do phenomenally good things. Management administration has been our problem in the past few decades, and hopefully we got that taken care of now. So we're thriving and moving ahead.
Now, the 1890 program was salvaged. I know it was on the block at one point on the federal land where they were going to defund the 1890 programs.
Okay. What we said, what we heard lately, I'm not talking about years ago, but in the last week or maybe 10 days, we heard certain scholarship to minority school, which affected 1890 because it's a land grant, but anything that say specifically to minority has been canceled. So personally, it affects 70 students in my college alone. Their scholarship stopped because it's a land grant scholarship.
Wow.
And of course, and unfortunately, the strange thing about that, not being politically correct here, Clemson is also a land grant, but Clemson not affected. Simply because Clemson is not affected.
Wow.
But because ours specifically say minority.
I got you.
So ours was.
Do you all have the Call Me Mr. program also?
Yes, we do.
Is that impacted?
Well, again, they got their funding for the year, so we don't know what's going to happen,
next time.
Yeah. What we have to do, and this is consultative things that all HBCU doing, because hey, USC also got program for male, except that they don't categorize it as promoting minority. So we kind of need to rewrite a lot of these things, saying for everybody rather than just promoting minority cause.
Right. Okay. All right. Mayor, I see you up there. Tell us what's going on in Conway.
Good morning.
Good
I wish
morning.
I had as full a report as the good doctor did. So we are moving along. We've recently been able to pass a hate crimes bill in Conway.
Oh, very good.
And you know the value of that, despite the fact that we're talking about only misdemeanors coming before our courts. That still says that we are a people who, require that that we behave a little differently. So we are waiting to see if and how many of our grants might be affected by some of the new pushes and cuts. And but so far, because we're a municipality and because so little is directed at our minority community, I don't think that we're much at risk just yet.
Okay.
But the ramifications underneath all this will be sitting for a while, and I think the discovery of just how deep the impact is going to be will be shown, over time, as opposed to right now. But so there aren't any particular challenges, of course there always are relative to race and ethnicity, but no more than is ordinary. and commonplace. So I'd say to you that we're doing pretty well right now.
Good.
And just hoping that we won't experience a lot of the cuts. Now, I listened intently as we heard from South Carolina State, because, of course, a great big part of Conway is Coastal Carolina University.
Yes.
We've got the Call Me Mr. program. We've got
Yes.
a number of initiatives to help African American and other minority students, and we're sort of holding our breath to see what the real impact is going to be.
Well, you know, we are living in a time where we need to regroup. We need to regroup and change how we think.
Yes.
And when you change how you think, you are in control of rewriting the law.
Absolutely.
You've got to be proactive. I want to rewrite CMA's law because I've been here 7 years. I see where the weak areas are and what needs to be in that provision to strengthen the organization. So I would encourage even state, anybody, municipal government, anyone who receives any, and I don't receive federal dollars, all of our dollars are state, but we are, you know, we are still under fire for certain things. But I would encourage anyone who receives any kind of federal dollars, rewrite your own story. Tell your story. It rewrites governing regulations and things of that nature, so that no one can take it away from you when you are part of putting it back together. We knew some of this was going to come down, so we need to just be prepared, not panic, but move forward and do what needs to be done to keep your organizations successful, positive, and strong. So it's going to take input from all of you. And if there's anything the commission can do, you know, you can always call on us.
Wonderful. I absolutely agree. And I think that as these changes are being expressed to us, that we're getting a sense of what language to avoid.
Absolutely.
Our bottom line goal can remain what it is.
Yes.
It's just the way we present it publicly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what has to happen. Yes. And a lot of organizations are doing just that. So very good. Norma, I see you up there. What's going on in your world?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, we're about to aim high. We're getting ready to work very hard. We're working very hard. We've had lots and lots of challenges. Been meeting with the State Department of Education. As most of you know, we're getting ready in August. We're planning to open Aim High Charter School. It's a middle college, and we're excited about that. It's going to be for grades. This year, we're going to be hybrid. We're going to do the academics online, and then we're going to have arts and entrepreneurship in-person programs. And we're going to, like I said, start with grades 9 through 10. And we're looking to enroll at least 200 students.
Nice.
So as soon as I get the application, I will send it out to you.
Very
so we
good.
can send it out to everyone. We're real excited. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to try to make sure that we collaborate with the, especially the colleges in Columbia, because it is the middle college. So we're excited about that. Like I said, we've had many challenges, and I've heard what you said. We had to change around some language to make it applicable and to make sure that we're on the right track. We got our charter about 4 years ago, so we've been working on this about 4.5 years. So we're excited about it coming around. Also, the last 2 weeks in June, we are going to have the Young CEOs and Leaders Young Entrepreneurship Camp. This is our 8th camp, and it's for young kids in grades 4 through 12. Actually, the school for me, I'm doing the Department of Entrepreneurship. The school for me is going to be an extension of the camp. Of course, there's only 2 it's 2 weeks is the camp. And then we have a Shark Tank. So if anyone would like to serve as a judge, I always open it out to you. We have a Shark Tank. But as you know, I taught entrepreneurship for 35 years, and the whole year is put into 2 weeks.
Sure,
What I've taught
sure.
in. So now we're going to have the opportunity to give them more as an extension of the camp. But of course, our school is 9 through 12, but I will continue the Young CEOs camp. The Young CEOs will be a part of the school, and they will, and I want to keep the camp because it's grades 4 through 12, because we want to give the young kids an opportunity to share their information. So please keep us in prayer as we
Absolutely.
start to aim high and continue our goal as far as allowing young entrepreneurs. My mission is to give them the entrepreneurial mindset.
Very good.
If they have the mindset, they'll be able to do anything. They don't, if somebody decide not to hire them, they can hire themselves and
That's
go
right.
in to it seamlessly and not have to panic if they can't work for someone else. So we want to give them that mindset and to grow them up. In addition to the middle college, I always wanted to do and I will have a year 13, because I've always taught seniors and we have not prepared our young people for college or post-secondary.
Sure.
So that's our goal too. So I'm excited. Keep us in prayer. And as soon as I will not put the application out until I give it to you
Very good.
to the commission to actually put it out. Thank you so much.
When is your camp? I would like to be a judge if my calendar allows.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, you're on it all the time if you want. It is the last 2 weeks. I'll send you the flyer when we create it. I haven't even
Okay.
put out applications. I don't put the application on social media
Right.
because it would be too much. We only have about space for 20 and 25 because it's so individualized.
Sure.
And
Mhm.
also we have a Shark Tank, and the Shark Tank will be all day. We had a whole bunch of kids. So I will share it with you. It's the last 2 weeks of June.
Okay, very good.
Through the 27th, but I'll send you the information and you can send it out to everyone.
All right. Thank you so much. Ashley Page, Book Art.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you all.
Good
I
morning.
want to give a few updates in the food system realm. So I think I had to join a little late, but it seems like we're all commiserating together. I think it's two things, right? We know we have challenges ahead, but I think also we know we are resilient. And
That's
so
right.
we also know we are fighters. And so,
That's right.
in the world of food, I'm sure many of you all are aware of proposed cuts to SNAP on a federal
Yes.
level, which can impact a lot of folks here locally. One of the things that folks don't understand with those SNAP cuts, there also have implications for children, and particularly with school meal programs, because a lot of these programs, the way they qualify, so it's a program called Community Eligibility Provision. A lot of schools in our states do that program so children can eat breakfast and lunch for free. If you alter the requirements for SNAP and you alter the funding for SNAP, that will therefore reduce the CEP rate. Right now, it's around 40. They're proposing to lower it to 25%, which would unfortunately have kids in South Carolina lose that access to free school meals, including that breakfast and that lunch. So there's a lot of implications going on at a national level that have, local and statewide implications for us here in South Carolina. You all know that, the story is on a national level, when we talk about benefit programs, when we talk about assistance programs, they think it's folks like us who are the main recipients. But data says that is not true. So unfortunately, I think, some of it is, hey, we want to get Black and brown, families, Black and brown folks off of these programs. But it's a lot of non-Black and brown folks that would be heavily impacted if we do those cuts. So just want to share that information with you all. On another note, want to share that we are working on a second annual Carolina's College Food Insecurity Summit, we have confirmed the date of September 27th. Our goal is to have about 150 folks. Would love for CMA to be in the place. So we're hoping to have 150 folks from colleges and universities all across the state of both North and South Carolina. And the host institution for this year will be Newberry College. We are hoping that it's been in South Carolina back-to-back years, so we're hoping that North Carolina will take up the reins for next year, so it can alternate in the future between both North and South Carolina. And Mayor, I want to say your Coastal folks will be in the place. They in our little group that meets monthly. State also has some representation in that group, so we're hoping that the HBCUs and colleges and universities from around both of those two states will have a large presence as we work to talk about strategies to reduce college food insecurity. So looking forward to that event again, September 27th. I think we're looking at from 9 to 3:30, 9 to 4 at Newberry College.
Okay, make sure that we get that information so that we can put it out.
Will do.
Good. Now, what about the community gardens?
Community gardens are still going good. We got community gardens. There's a lot of community gardens now, a whole lot of community gardens. So we are, in my role at USC, we're working with several local food policy councils across the state, and all of them are working to expand community garden strategies. Also, there's other organizations that are working on gardens. So gardens are, being in the community, but also not just from the community level. There's also been a focus on trying to have more school gardens. And I do want to share, since you mentioned gardens, Dr. DaCosta, we are working with Benedict College, providing some support for them as they're looking at trying to do a community garden. So not just looking at it even from the community or the K through 12 level, but also trying to see if colleges and universities are interested in a garden as well.
Very good, because food prices are going to really be high.
Mm-hmm.
It's already starting.
Mm-hmm.
And I would advise anyone to put a garden on their back porch, in the backyard, wherever they can find, to throw some seeds in the ground to plant their vegetables and to take them through the season. It's going to cause a lot of us to go back to the days where we had a little garden in the backyard, because I've already started mine. We always keep a little garden or so, but this year I will do a variety of vegetables and things and put them in Ziploc bags and freeze them for the winter, because the cost of food is going to skyrocket. Be prepared. And when the cost of food goes up, those benefits will be reduced. It's going to cause a hardship on a lot of people. So therefore, we're going to become the community sharing. Like when I was growing up, if I planted corn and you planted beans, we would share corn and beans. Everybody in the community ate. We have to go back to some of those old school things to make sure that families are well fed. Thank you so much. Let's see. We have, who is JATLA?
Georgina.
Oh, that's you?
Georgina.
Yes, Dr. Foster.
Oh, I got you. Okay. What about Tilly?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. So I just have a few programs that we have coming up for the FBI Columbia Field Office.
Yes.
So our first program that we have coming up, that if you all know anyone who would be interested in participating, is our Teen Academy. So we will have a Teen Academy starting June the 24th through 25th. Right now, the applications are available on fbi.gov/Columbia. You will see an application for our Teen Academy. So it's a free 2-day program for our high school students. So you have anywhere from our sophomores to our seniors. They get the opportunity to come to the FBI field office and learn a little bit more about what we do, do some interactive activities, presentations, a lot of hands-on things as well. So this is a great opportunity for students who are interested. We select students from across the state of South Carolina, so it doesn't matter where you are in South Carolina. As long as you can get here, then you can participate in that program. Last year, we had about 50 students to participate in the program. And a lot of those students, once they go through the program, they develop an interest in the FBI and they come back through our honors internship program. And then a lot of those students have also had the opportunity to get a full-time position with the FBI. So it's kind of like a way just to introduce them to the FBI or the organization, and then just to pique their interest. In addition to our Teen Academy, we have a Collegiate Academy. So that's for our college students. So once again, any college student in South Carolina who would be interested in our Collegiate Academy, that is going to be October the 16th. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Similar to our Teen Academy, they have the opportunity to come into our office, get an inside look at the FBI through a lot of case briefings. They do some analytical work while they're here. So just give them a little taste of some of the different positions and opportunities that we have in the FBI. Once again, both of these programs are free, and we encourage you all to share this information with your partners, your family and your friends, or anyone who may be interested in these programs. Great opportunity to just give them that exposure as well.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any other advisory member on the call that would like to say and make comments at this time?
Dr. DaCosta, if I might just ask her to repeat the dates for the Teen Academy, please, that'd be helpful.
Norma?
Yes, so the Teen Academy is June the 24th through 25th. Right now, the application is available on fbi.gov/Columbia. The application deadline, if I'm not mistaken, is March the 24th. So it is on our website, and I can also send this information over to the Nicole, if she doesn't mind, that she can share it with others as well.
That would be great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other comments from the group, staff or anyone? All right. If not, thank you all so much for being a part of this advisory council. This year, we will be looking to add folks to the council. And what I'd like for you all to do who are on here now, if you would like to continue, please give your name to Nicole Palmer, so that we'll know that you want to continue, and I'll know how many slots I'll have open to fill this year. We've got several people who have decided not to return, so therefore I've got to search for others to fill this this advisory council. Again, thank you all so much. Oh, where did you come from? Dr. Miles?
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. You just jumped on?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Well, tell us what's going on at Denmark. We were just getting ready to close out.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just trying to come in. I had to jump in from another meeting. So I said, let me jump in. I see that it goes on for a little bit of time. So I thought I wouldn't be too late. But we're doing some great things, you know, in preparation mode, getting ready for commencement. And we have some exciting things happening. We're really trying to really do some outreach to connect the dots for students around the state and getting people to our institution so they can take advantage of the opportunities. You know, we have a real robust workforce program where students can be engaged in a variety of options there, and we want them to be able to take advantage of these free opportunities. And so that has been really our thrust. We have done some reorganizations. We've had some new people come in. So it's a whole lot of changing that is happening to move Denmark Tech forward. We got a new vice president of student affairs.
I need to come there for lunch so that you all can introduce me to those new folks.
Yes, a whole new admission staff. And so we have people on board to fulfill our obligation of what we have to do for the institution. And so other than that, we're working on strategic priorities for 2030. And so I'm leading the work. I'm closing out 2025 and opening and leading the work for 2030.
I got you.
So you be able to share that information. But that's basically what's happening. You all know that we just closed homecoming about a month ago.
What do you mean you just closed homecoming?
Meaning that it was a magnificent event. Everybody said this was the best homecoming in 50
Really?
Yes. And so we just closed that out at the end of January, the 1st of February. And so
Okay.
That's been kind of the work. But we got a lot of exciting programs starting. We're starting a clean tech program in electricity apprenticeship program where they get to focus on clean techs and solar, wind, battery storage, and hydrogen. And so we're excited about that launching in April. We have a student that's doing a fellowship program, and that's given to be a large convening in energy in Charlotte. And he's going to be the person who hosts the big event from the student perspective. And he's participated in a national fellowship all year long. So we've been excited about this work. So there's a whole lot of moving pieces, but I just
good.
give you a snapshot.
Very good. Very good. Any of the changes going on in Washington impacting Denmark Tech?
Probably, but I haven't seen it yet.
It probably there probably will be something impacting you. We'll find out soon enough.
Yes, we will. But we're keeping our eye on the pulse in reference to that. And we're keeping connected with organizations like you and others in the state that's keeping us abreast. Our state technical system keeps us abreast of everything that is happening. And we discuss it every week in cabinet meeting about the changes and making sure that we're on the pulse of what is going on so that we can make sure our constituents are aware of how we move forward as an institution and how we will support them in this transition.
Very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Miles, for coming on. Anyone else? Did anyone else come on? All right. Thank you all for being a part of this meeting. And I hope that the changes going on in Washington won't discourage you too much. You know, we just have to keep pressing on. And we will definitely survive. We will survive. Listen, we as a people are used to struggles and challenges. We just think about what we're going to do and we do it.
Sure.
So you all enjoy the rest of your week, and we will be in touch with you if anything changes in the General Assembly, because you know everybody wants to put us on the chopping block, all the commissions and all this. But I believe in a God who knows what we're doing. And he's going to look out for us. So with that being said, you all have a great rest of your week, and we will see you all in the next quarter. If you have anything that we need to know about before then, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.